Week 7 you have learned about the condensation and water conservation. Who will tell me about condensation and how water can be conserved? Who will tell me? My dear students, condensation is actually the reverse of evaporation. Now the question is, what is evaporation? Have you forget that? My dear students, evaporation is the process in which water liquids changes into gaseous water or water vapors. So, the condensation is reverse of it. Then what will be the definition of condensation? Condensation is the process in which gaseous water will convert into liquid water. You can see the condensation process happening all around you. Like when you take a hot shower, you can see the fog on the mirror. In early morning, you can see the dew, tiny droplets present on the grass blades or flowers. Also, when you take a can out of the fridge or freezer, you can see the tiny droplets present outside the can. So this is the form of condensation. When water vapors condense together or thicken together, comes together, they become liquid again. Now the water conservation. My dear students, only 3% of water is fresh water. 2% of it is in the form of glaciers and blocks of ice which cannot be used. Only 1% can be used for cooking, drinking and for daily routine. Although the earth's surface is covered with 60 to 70% of the water, but we cannot utilize it. So we have to be very careful while handling with the water. We should not waste the water. Some important measures should be taken while using the water, like do not brush with the running water. So my dear students, water conservation is very important. So you have to be really careful while handling the water. Now the topic of today's lecture is water cycle. Objectives of today's lecture are: define water cycle and describe the steps of water cycle. Success criteria. The water refers to the continuous movement of water from the earth's surface up to the sky and back down to the earth again. Now my dear, we can start our lecture. So tell me, what is mean by cycle? Actually, cycle is the continuous process which cannot be stopped, and it is moving all the time, just like the tire of a cycle, of a bicycle that moves at a fixed point and it's moving continuously. So now you are wondering that how water is cycled. It is super easy. Don't worry, I will explain it very nicely. My dear students, the water cycle starts with evaporation. And you know very well what is evaporation. Water gets evaporated from human body, from plants body, and from ocean, from rivers. And evaporation takes place all the time, at all the temperature. But high temperature can hide the rate of evaporation. So, first step is evaporation. All the water will evaporate and will move upward to the sky. Actually, bodies of water such as ocean, rivers, or the water from human body, the plants, is heated by sun's energy. And this heat causes water to evaporate into water vapors. And these water vapors are so warm because of the warm air. Then in third step, this warm water vapor is cooled by the surrounding air at the atmosphere at the sky level. Now this cool air will cause the water vapor to condense, to become close with each other, and when they become condensed, the many water droplets eventually come together to form the clouds, and you can see the grayish clouds, the blackish clouds on the sky when before the rain. Now more and more water becomes condensed, water vapors become condensed, and these clouds cannot hold water. As you eat a lot of food and your belly is so full, you cannot hold it. Same, the clouds become so heavy and so full because of the condensation of water, the water droplets, water vapors. So the weight cannot be spotted by the clouds. Then the water droplets finally fall back to the earth's surface as rain. Now, the rainwater is collected in the oceans, rivers, and even underground, where the water cycle will begin all over again, and it will happen again and again. It will evaporate, it will condense, and then it form the clouds, then rainfall, and then water will evaporate again. So this cycle will move continuously and never stops. Water cycle is very important for the recycling of water, for the reuse of the water. Now my dear students, tell me, besides rain, water droplets can fall back to the earth in other form? Yes, you are right. Water droplets can fall back to the earth's surface in other form like snow, sleets, hail. Hail are the small snowstones that are very hard and can be very dangerous for vehicles and human beings. Snow is like cotton ball which is very soft, and sleet is like frozen water. So my dear student, today was the last lecture of online sport program, and I hope you have clear about water cycle and how water comes again on the earth ground, and which forms like rain, snow, hail and sleets. Now you have to do your assignments and then upload it on AIS. Okay, let's discuss your assignment. You have to do it on loose sheets, and you have to read your textbook pages 60 to 62, and you have to write the meanings of these difficult words, which are ensure, eventually, hail, snow, crystals, hailstones and threat. Now you have to read and comprehend what is water cycle. Read it very carefully. Then you have to draw the diagram on your loose sheet of water cycle, and then you should know the evaporation phase, you should know the condensation phase, and you have to draw the water cycle and draw it stepwise. Okay, and then you have to write how many steps are involved in water cycle. Name each of them. You have to write the steps of water cycle. You have to do on your own, and you have to answer these questions in your own words. And then question is, what is difference between rain, snow and hail? You have to differentiate between rain, snow and hail. And your research work is search a comprehensive image of water cycle and draw it on